Until Dawn, Game of Death. Four friends, Jake, Mr., Liya, and Theo, were hiking since morning on a deserted mountain trail in America. Evening was approaching, and they found the path confusing. Suddenly, Jake saw a boat and realized they had taken the wrong route because the boat had the name of a different valley, not part of their hiking trail. Darkness was falling, and going back was no longer safe. Jake remembered how the locals had mentioned a visitor center near a similar boat. He asked everyone to follow him, and soon they saw the visitor center. They decided to leave in the morning so they could safely return in daylight. As they reached the visitor center building, dark clouds suddenly gathered, and it started raining. They quickly went inside the building. As soon as they entered, the rain outside intensified, and the sounds of thunder grew louder. They locked the door from the inside and placed their bags and other belongings near the door. Jake used some small papers and old furniture to light the fireplace in the building, and they sat there waiting for the night to pass. It was about 6:45 p.m. Emma and Liya felt a strange unease inside the visitor center. Just then, Jake laughed and told them that when he spoke to a local, the local said that the visitor center was considered haunted. He said that whoever came here never returned. A few months ago, a girl named Melanie had come there and never returned from that valley. Jake was making fun of the locals' superstitious talk when suddenly the windows and doors began to open on their own. A strong wind caused all the light bulbs inside the building to burst. The fire in the fireplace also extinguished itself, and it started snowing heavily outside. The weather suddenly became very cold. Somehow, they closed the door again, relit the fireplace, and lit many candles to bring light back into the building. But then Theo realized that Emma was not there. Everyone started searching for Emma inside and outside, but they could not find any trace of her. Theo was in the main hall when suddenly he heard someone running outside. He thought it might be Emma and chased after the sound. Then he saw something human-like in the snow. He shouted Emma's name, but when that figure turned around, Theo's blood ran cold because the person's face was exactly like Theo's. The same face, but with dark hollows under the eyes and skin peeling off as if someone had skinned him alive. Theo trembled with fear. Meanwhile, Jake, who was searching for Emma in a corridor inside the visitor center, saw his hands in the firelight and screamed loudly because there were deep bite marks on them. It looked as if some animal had attacked him. He screamed loudly as he looked at the bite marks. Hearing his voice, the frightened Liya and Theo returned to the main hall. Before Theo and Jake could say anything, they saw Liya and were horrified. It looked as if a worm or a bomb had entered Liya's cheek and was crawling inside. Liya suddenly felt severe pain. As they approached Liya, the bomb suddenly started spreading under Liya's skin, and Liya's face turned completely black. They were all very scared and ran towards the door. But as soon as they opened the door, Emma's dead body fell on them, and behind it stood a man wearing a terrifying mask. The three of them couldn't understand anything. But before they could do anything, the masked man pulled out an axe from behind his back and brutally murdered all three of them. But then, after some time, their eyes reopened, not in a hospital but inside the same visitor center. Emma was also with them, and all four were sitting near the fireplace. None of them could understand what had just happened. Then they looked at the time, and the clock showed 6:45 p.m., the same time after which it had all started. Without delay, they ran out of the visitor center. After reaching some distance, they thought they had finally escaped. But then the trees in the forest began to shake, and they saw a very large creature in front of them. Before the four of them could understand what was happening, the monster moved towards them and started eating them. Screaming in pain, all four of them lost consciousness. But then, once again, all four of them opened their eyes in the same visitor center. The clock still showed 6:45 p.m. They realized that they were trapped in a time loop. But to find out how to get out of it, they started searching the building. Meanwhile, they found a room where they saw photos of many missing people, including their own photo, which had a date 8 days later. On the wall of the same room, it was written, "If you want to live, you have to survive until dawn." Just then, someone hit them hard on the head with a baseball bat. When they opened their eyes again, they were in the main hall of the same visitor center. It was still 6:45 p.m. Before they could understand anything, they would die in a new way. They kept trying to get out of the valley but could not survive until morning. And then, 8 days later, news came that 4 people named Jake, Theo, Emma, and Liya were missing. These people could not get out of that visitor center alive. But will Clover and her friends be able to get out of here alive? Clover has come to the same visitor center searching for her missing sister, Melanie. Will Clover and her friends be able to survive in this valley until dawn? Will they be able to find Melanie? Or will they also become one of the missing legends of that valley? To find out, watch the brand new horror thriller, Until Dawn, which is based on this unique survival concept. Until Dawn is releasing in theaters on April 25th. I am very excited about this movie. You should definitely not miss it, and don't forget to subscribe to Kahani Monday by pressing the subscribe button and listen to a terrifying horror story every week.